I'm gonna debunk an alleged new photo of Chris Wu that got spread online, and I'll also show you how Wooyoung from Ateez dealt with sasaengs who kept interrupting his live broadcast. What's more, I have an update on Taemin's health and how he's been doing lately. The K-pop industry never rests, so let's go through some big news. Stray Kids have really become Korea's pride because their performance at the Expo 2020 Dubai was one for the history books. As ambassadors of the South Korean pavilion at the exhibition, the Stray Kids members had the chance to perform in front of an audience of very important officials, including the president of South Korea himself, Moon Jae-in. Stray Kids performed Thunderous, which is their self-produced track, and it also holds strong cultural significance since it mixes traditional instrumentals with modern hip-hop. The best part is that they performed in their own modern twist of hanboks, making the performance all the more special. I think that the fans couldn't feel any prouder of them, and I bet the president feels this way too. Brave Girls' Minyoung will be taking a break from activities due to health issues. On January 14th, Brave Entertainment shared a notice on the Brave Girls official fan cafe stating that Minyoung recently went under medical treatment since her health has gotten worse. Along with the treatment, Minyoung was advised to rest a lot. She's thankfully currently stable and her focus is on recovering. Brave Girls were expected to make a comeback in February or March of this year, but whether Minyoung participates in the activities or not depends on her recovery status. Get well soon, Minyoung, and stay healthy because we need you. Speaking of group members not participating in comebacks, Na-eun won't be participating in promotional activities and performances of A-Pink's comeback in February, although it was previously mentioned that the group will come back in a complete lineup. A-Pink's special album is scheduled to drop in February, but ever since Na-eun signed with YG, fans were doubting whether she would be in the album at all. Idol signing with different companies while remaining in the same group has happened numerous times before, but it has rarely worked out as it hasn't given the chance for these idols to be dedicated to the group as much as they'd like. It looks like Na-eun is part of the album. Specifically, she'll appear in the album jacket photos and the music video, but according to YG, she won't be participating in the promotions because of conflicting schedules. We should have expected this, to be honest. When have we ever heard good news from YG? I'm disappointed. Anyways, remember how I said Jimin should come back to the industry after leaving FNC and getting the ultimate redemption arc after having her reputation tarnished for 2 years? Well, she really knows what the people want because that's exactly what she seems to be doing. Yes, she's slowly making her way back to the music scene. She posted a picture after FNC announced that her contract with the company has ended with the caption, "Thank you." She looks to be in a studio, and since she already posted a song under the name Dodo, it's not too far-fetched to think that she might be starting to release under the same name. Maybe she'll even sign with a different company. No matter what happens, I hope she knows that after the terrible accusations were debunked, there are people waiting for her to drop her new song. Wonyoung has been criticized for many things recently, and most of them are due to netizens having nothing better to do. She has been the target of netizens for the decisions of IVE stylist, her alleged bad attitude, and quote-unquote lazy dancing. People just hate to see pretty girls thrive, I guess. But lately, she suffered a mild injury on stage and kept on performing, which got the attention of netizens and made them give her praise for her professionality as an idol. While IVE was performing at K-pop Click Festival on January 15th, Wonyoung suddenly had an injury on stage as her knee touched something sharp during the performance. The wound looked quite severe and her knee kept bleeding, but Wonyoung had no time to receive treatment for the injury because she was expected to perform the next song right after. The poor girl didn't even notice she was injured until she touched her knee and saw the blood on her hands. Netizens started praising her left and right after this, saying, "Even though I'm not a fan, I still admire Wonyoung in this situation." While Wonyoung's dedication is truly to be admired, I really don't get why the only time netizens genuinely praise idols is when they perform through their injuries, because this kind of thing is not supposed to happen in the first place. The second someone saw her knee bleeding, they should have treated her wound and then let her continue performing if she was okay. The world wouldn't end if the performance was delayed for a bit, especially if it concerned somebody's health. Making her work despite her injury is not fair to Wonyoung or any other artists. The harassment that Ateez members receive from sasaengs is extremely worrying, as it has reached the point when sasaengs won't leave them alone even during live streams. That is why Wooyoung took the initiative and decided to put a stop to the sasaengs harassing Jongho. But what happened? Let's see. Idols calling out sasaengs is my favorite genre of content, if I'm being completely honest. They have a right to privacy just as much as everyone else, and they should call out everyone who doesn't respect that, especially deranged strangers who don't know their boundaries. Sun and Mingi and Wooyoung and Dongho all did live streams during their time in America. During Mingi's and Wooyoung's live stream though, a moment stood out to fans, and let me tell you, it was nothing good. Fans noticed that Wooyoung kept looking at Dongho's phone but didn't understand why. Wooyoung explained the reason, saying, "We're in the middle of a live, you shouldn't call. You keep calling Dongho, but it's not a good thing to do." Sasaengs illegally getting the private phone numbers of idols and calling them during live streams to see if the number is correct is nothing new, but it's still disgusting and a gross invasion of privacy. Jungho said that he noticed sasaengs calling him but wanted to act like he didn't. Wooyoung said, "Don't do it. We're grateful that you like us, but don't do that during a live broadcast. They shouldn't do it at all in the first place. I don't think that any of us would like getting calls from random people." On January 18th, a picture was shared on Chinese social media that made netizens shook. They were claiming it's Chris Wu at his trial, and a lot of people were shocked at his appearance. A Chinese blogger posted Chris's picture and captioned it, "Chris Wu in his first instance trial." And the picture is making the rounds on social media and media outlets in China and overseas. It managed to surprise and confuse everyone at the same time. But of course, right after the picture was posted, it was debunked immediately. What was supposed to be the first picture of Chris 5 months after he was jailed turned out to be a Photoshop picture of him from a past interview where he was edited to look like he had gained weight. At that time, Chris had shaved his head. That's why a lot of people didn't recognize the picture in the first place. We'll have to wait and see how the hearings go. Taemin's time in the military hasn't been easy in the slightest, and I wish that he would just be allowed to leave at this point. Taemin enlisted at the end of May of last year, and he's been receiving psychological treatment and counseling during his time there. Unfortunately, his symptoms of depression and anxiety disorder have gotten increasingly worse since then. On January 14th, SM Entertainment posted a statement that Taemin is going to continue his military service, but now as a social worker and not as part of the military band anymore. SM also apologized for making fans worried and said that they will help Taemin with his treatment and recovery. There were rumors that Taemin's condition got worse due to people constantly harassing him as an idol. Allegedly, others stared at Taemin all the time and followed him asking for autographs. A few months ago, there was even something worse that Taemin shared himself. In the military, everyone showers together at the same time, but Taemin revealed that whenever he took a shower, everyone stared at him, so he had to change his showering time. Netizens brought back the rumors that people from his training base tried to leak how he looked in the showers. Even his label mate and Super M group member EXO's Baekhyun went through a similar experience. This certainly hasn't helped his mental health, and I'm glad SM took some measures to help him somehow. Just a day after SM's announcement, Minho made sure to assure all fans that were worried about Taemin's mental health that neither them nor Taemin are going to go through this alone. On January 15th, he went on Bubble at 5 a.m. and wrote, "Don't worry too much because we're together. We're together." People were touched how close the members are and how they protect one another. His colleagues at the military have also shared their experiences with Taemin in order to defend him from the malicious comments. While there were some comments expressing their endless love and support for Taemin, there were also the people who, for whatever reason, took offense to Taemin carrying out the remainder of his mandatory military service as a public service worker. His friends from the military talked about how he always tried to appear happy despite his condition and always tried to help others. A colleague of his shared, starting from the basic training, he brought a lot of depression medication and he would be issued the medication every evening during dinner time. Every time it was difficult for him, he tried to stay positive and bright since he's in front of the younger colleagues, and he would play with us a lot too. Taemin was obviously trying his best to stay positive and push through, but unfortunately, the situation escalated. I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope his mental health keeps being a priority so he feels better soon. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!